Hello everyone, Renir Games here, and welcome to a new project I'm gonna be doing on the channel. As you can see, we're on a completely flat world, and the reason for that is I always dreamed of making my own world from scratch, placing basically every block. Of course, we're gonna have some mods that's gonna help us with that, but basically I want to make a fantasy medieval setting world. And it's gonna be like an adventure slash roleplay world, something. I'm not sure if it will ever become something like big or become a server or anything, but it's just, I kind of want to put my ideas into a world and then kind of like make my own roleplay world, to say it like that. So we're just going to be placing every block for ourselves, but we are going to be using the mod WorldEdit. Of course, I know there's World Paint and so on I could have done before and so on, but I basically just want to be the one placing almost every block. Of course, I know it's gonna be time consuming, and I'm not gonna be making videos where I'm showing you guys everything I do with WorldEdit, but if I'm making something interesting, of course, then I make a video about it. But other than that, I'm just gonna be doing it off camera and then showing you guys from time to time. So what I kind of want to do on the channel is I'm gonna be putting out 3 different videos from time to time. One is more like a showcase where I show the world how it's going and maybe we build a little and so on. And the other one is I'm gonna have a building video where I'm showing you guys how to build certain buildings I build in the world, and maybe artifacts, certain buildings and trees or whatever it so be. And the third one is gonna be more live streams. Or building videos where we just build, and I invite you guys to maybe even join the server or whatever it is. I haven't really decided yet, but we'll figure that out more as we go. So in this video, I'm just gonna start with a little building. As you can see, I've already done a little because I kind of needed to remember the commands and so on in WorldEdit, and try to figure it out a little bit. So you can see I made a little chunk here. Of course, I haven't really made very much, and a lot of it is still going to be fine-tuned. It's just so I have a little knowledge of what I'm actually doing. So as you can see, we have a little beach area here, some water, and some grassy areas going over here, a little bumpy, little hilly and so on, and then it's a little bit more flat. I'm not going to have completely flat because I think that's a little boring. So I'm going to show you guys, we're going to make a little chunk here just like this. And I'm going to show you guys in a way what I'm doing. And yeah, what else information should I share before we get started? Yeah, like the water level is going to be at level 15 if you look at the right corner under the map. Here it says I'm standing on eye level 16 and water level is then 15. So it's not very far until you get to bedrock, but the reason why I'm taking it that low is because I'm not going to be making too much watery themed stuff, especially not underwater like this. If I were to have something underwater, maybe I make a big lake somewhere higher up. But the reason why I want this so low is because then I can have even taller mountains and hills and so on. So we might start here and then we might build ourselves up higher and higher. And you might not even notice that you're higher up than actually the sea level. So hopefully I won't regret it. But yeah, I think 15 blocks of, and bless my wife in the background. But yeah, I think level 15 is fine enough. So with that said, I think we're just gonna get over to building a little beach area here. In this video, we're not gonna be building any buildings and so on, but I kind of want over here somewhere with the design where the starter town is gonna be, where like the player is set and has a few houses, maybe a general store and so on. So we're gonna set that over here. But what I normally like doing when you're playing with WorldEdit is, because certain items and brushes might conflict with each other, is that I like to at least remove the water and the grass close to where I'm building, and then I re-add that later. So I'm just gonna drop down here and I'm gonna do terrain. I think I need to do 2000. That might be too little too though. Normally the world takes a little time to realize what's going on. Okay, that took the entire thing. Okay, nice. So how I normally do it when it comes to WorldEdit, for those of you that never used it, is I normally have different items that you can turn into brushes that will do certain things for you. Of course, I'm not very good at explaining stuff, so I'm better at showing stuff, but normally the wood axe is normally your starter wand, and you set different positions. Like there I set one position, and then I just run all the way over to where I want to set my second position, like let's say here. Of course I don't want to do too big of a chunks because that might crash everything. So between, okay, of course it had to start raining. What is actually the weather command? Weather clear. Okay, there we go. So in between position 1 and position 2, we will now replace all the blocks in this area with the block we set. So if I do /set and then grass underscore block, then you will see this entire area here being replaced with grass blocks. Just loading in a little here. As you can see, we have a nice block here of grass. Of course, it was a little lower than I wanted it. Kind of wanted 2 more up. So we just change the first position again and then do that, and then it adds the top one there. Of course, as you can see, the grass is slowly turning into dirt. So that's why I don't place dirt, because then we need to wait or add an extra layer of grass on top. So it's just easier that way. And I don't want it this flat. This is just so it's easier to kind of figure out, okay, we kind of want to work ourselves up to this level. So that's why I normally add these chunks, and later on we add more chunks and la la la. So what I've done with this one, the stick, is I have added, I'm just going to show you guys. Oh, that's a letter most of you don't have. I added a sphere. No, wait. I've added a brush, and then that one is a sphere, and then it's sand, and then I'm having 5. And the reason why we're having sand is because I can replace sand to other blocks. Of course, you can replace any block, but sand has the falling way like this, so it falls, and therefore it shapes more natural shapes than just having this circle for every time, because it is a sphere. And then what I normally also do is I set a mask to only be air. So then when I place blocks, it will or place these spheres they will only replace air blocks, and every block you see, there's also an air block over it and around everywhere. Where there's not a block, there's an air block. And then with this bone one, what I have done is I have a brush, smooth, and then I have, is it just smooth 5? Yeah. So that one will then make it so I can kind of like take the sphere and then shape it in as I want it a little bit more, so it doesn't look like this ball of sand. So I'm just gonna show you guys more than I'm gonna explain. And then of course I do, on this one, I do mask sand, so it will only affect the sand. Sometimes it do affect the grass and so on, the blocks around it, but normally it just touches the sand. So what we're gonna do then is we're just gonna be adding a lot of sand here, because we kind of want a little beach, but I don't want it to be too it's gonna be a nice beach, but it isn't like a beach where you can walk far out. It's more like a beach that kind of drops a little. So that's what I'm kind of going for. Of course, I do not know very much about beaches or stuff in general. So I'm just going with what I think looks cool. So I wanted a little bit hilly and so on here too. So I'm gonna just add a little random around. Of course, WorldEdit is a great tool, but I normally like going and tweaking a little on everything myself afterwards, just to make sure everything is in my liking. So most likely I will be doing a lot of terrain in the start, and then even if this doesn't look like a very nice to build stuff, I might change some of the terrain to then maybe add a village or something. So we're just adding, and then what I like doing too is just adding the bottom floor to become sand too. So when I'm using the brush, I'm not gonna have a lot of dirt going on underneath as well. Because I don't really need this, as it could just be a flat surface underneath the water. But I think it kind of looks a little nice, and then I can make, maybe I make some coral stuff. And of course it had to start raining. It's probably a command to stop it raining, but I haven't looked into it. So I'm not gonna have you guys with me every time I do WorldEdit, because as you can see, I'm just doing the same. Of course, in a building live stream, then maybe. So we're just gonna be adding a very nice straight beach front here. I'm just gonna go ish around here, and then we're gonna do set grass block again. And as you can see, there's a little lag for every time, so that's why I don't want to do too big of a chunks every time I do it, because then I might just sit here and then crash constantly, and that's no fun. Okay, and then just add a little bit more on the front here. There. Of course, as you can see, it clipped off here too, but that's because we replaced everything in that area we selected with grass blocks. I think that's why that happened. Okay, so this is kind of like my plan for now. It's gonna be making this world, showing you guys different things, as I really love building in Minecraft, and it's been such a long while since I actually just only built stuff, so I really just wanted to start doing that again. So yeah, that's what's going on. So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna take our smoothing tool, and then we're just gonna shape. Oh wait, actually I'm gonna do one quick thing first, and that is just to prevent, you should not change the bedrock, because all the sand will be falling down into the abyss, and we don't want that. But I'm gonna change all the dirt and grass under here to sand. So we're going over here and over around here, and then we're gonna do we're just gonna do set, because it doesn't really matter. Set sand, and then everything in that area now got replaced with sand. And now we can take our smoothing tool, the smooth bone, and just smooth out everything here. Of course, there is still some grass here, because I do add the grass block there, and I might be adding as I go as well. This is just to show you guys what I'm doing. Of course, some of you might know better ways. Oh, bedrock. Have I not said mask sand? Oh no. That bedrock were not supposed to come up there. It didn't happen when I did it over there though. It could actually be because I did not change the dirt there, but I did change the dirt here, and so now it's taking everything. I'm just gonna do a little undo. So you can undo what you did up to 10 times back, I think. But I don't think I will be able to. Can we? No. Okay, then I do think I still have the position, so I'm just gonna do grass. Oh, we could just do dirt. And then it will change back to dirt, I would assume, yeah. Okay, and then I will only take the top one and set that one as sand. So now I took only the top one, and now I don't think we're gonna have the same problem. As you can see, there's more dirt coming up here now, but that's okay. So we just shape out things, and then maybe if I feel like, okay, I want to fill this up, I add that. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about this one too. This one is another type of brush again that only adds cylinders like this. And I'm still having that weather problem. I need to figure out how to make it stop raining. So I can also just add cylinders to fill out places where I don't want certain things. Or I could just manually go down, do fill, sand, and then say 10. And then everything around me will be filled. Of course, I could, for example, go up here too and do fill 10, and then you see a cylinder falling down like that. So there's a lot of different tools, and I haven't really been using WorldEdit that much, so there's probably a lot I need to learn. And I'm looking forward to that, of course. Of course, I'm not too worried about the stuff underneath here because it will be covered by water. But it's still nice to have it looking a little nice. And we just shaping everything here. So, there. Then, for example, in here, if I feel like, okay, I want to fill this, and fill this. Instead of standing here and placing manually, I can use some shortcuts from time to time. So yeah, but again, I don't think that's the most interesting to watch. So we'll be doing that by myself. So we're just adding it here. I kind of want, when we kind of get to this area, like it's a little hilly and so on. And then when it comes over here, it's a little bit more flat. It's not going to be completely flat, but a little bit more flat. And then maybe we have a river somewhere going. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But the rivers and so on too, I want to kind of be more realistic, so they actually look like they're floating from a mountain and then down to the ocean. So we're gonna have some magical stuff, and we're gonna have some more realistic stuff. So I'm just shaping everything here. I don't mind if there's some holes around because that just adds a little to it. Okay. Of course, I could smoothen it out a little bit more, but then I could be here for another hour or so. So I'm just gonna be adding some stuff, and then we fix the rest of the beach afterwards. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna fly up around here. And just as the wand or the wooden axe here, you can set positions. You can also just type in position 1. And then we can go all the way over here and then say position 2. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm keeping the same eye level as I was. And the reason for that is we're now going to be adding gravel. So position 2. It's going to be around there. And then I'm going to do set gravel. Gravel. And then there will come one layer of gravel and it will fall down. This normally lags when you have such a big chunk. But as you can see, it now got layered with one layer of gravel. But not over here, because this we kind of want to have to be sand. And I'm actually going to be adding one more. And again, a lot of lag. I shouldn't do that big of chunks every time, but for this recording, I guess it's fine. So there, now we have 2 layers of gravel, as you can see. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go down, oops, all the way down here. And then I'm gonna select this as position 2 instead. And then we're gonna do replace sand with, well, what are we gonna replace it with? We should replace it with stone. So all the sand that was underneath the gravel here now got replaced with stone. And then we're gonna do replace, come on, the rain, gravel with, and thunder apparently, grass block. There. And then we're gonna make it stop rain. There. So now you can see everything has been turned into grass up here. Of course, I will manually, or you can also use the brush a little bit if you set it with grass to just smoothen it out a little bit more. But over here I kind of just did it manually. And then the last thing is then of course the grass. And I've already put a brush here that allows me to just paint grass on top of it. And it has around a 50%. So 50% air and 50% grass. And it's randomly placed around, as you can see if I'm pressing here. It just randomly tries placing grass around. Of course, I will manually go around and change stuff. And so on. Of course, I'm gonna make a big world, so there is of course certain places where they might not look the most perfectest, but I kind of want to just design everything myself. And as you can see, I think it looks fairly cool. Especially because we need to remember that we're gonna be from the player perspective here. And we're not going to be flying like this. But anyway, it looks fairly okay from here too. So then the last part is adding the water, just to demonstrate how it looks. So we're going to go over around here and we're going to find level 15. This is 12, 13, and there's 15. So we select 15. And this one was annoying me a little. Of course, this is a little bit of just demonstrations of what's going on. And then we select, for example, here. And then we do replace air with water. Like so. So then when I did the replace one, everything underneath here is still as it was. We only replaced air blocks. So as you can see, now we have water here. And of course I kind of want the beach to be a little bit smoother out. So I might be adding a little bit more blocks there and then widen the beach out a little bit. Well, I guess you guys get kind of like the point of what's going on. And I've been talking for a little longer than I expected, actually, but world editing takes a little time. But now you guys can see what I'm doing, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of world editing off camera, and then the next video is most likely gonna be where we make the town and so on. I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and so on. And of course I might be making another video when I'm making a big mountain or something. We see. Yeah, I think that makes it for this video, I guess. Okay, so we're wrapping up the video here then. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, I know watching me build with WorldEdit is maybe not the most interesting, but I just wanted to show you guys what's going on and how I'm doing it. And in the next video then, we're most likely going to be building the village or something. I'm not quite sure yet, but then you guys know what I'm up to and what I'm doing. I might be posting some pictures on Twitter and so on from time to time, maybe. I'm not sure, and it had to start raining. Go away, rain. I'm gonna definitely look into that too. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, me and wrapping up videos, not good. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are just awesome. And until next time, guys, stay safe and bye.